Oh yeah, it's been too long. Been too long since we heard that music and had this show. This is the coaches show with coach, head coach, and AD from your Tolar Rattlers. That would be Coach Blake Bowser. Coach, how are things going today?
Good, good. It was a little colder than yesterday, unfortunately, but no, they gave us maybe a little spring weather, and today kind of take it back from us. But no, everything's good.
It is going good, and we got a lot going on and a lot to get to. A lot of people have asked me, where y'all been? And I said, well, we just giving it a break and everything. We can't put too much out there, Coach, because, then big contracts will start coming in and all kinds of stuff. And then we got to make choices, and that ain't good. I don't like making choices.
We get agents involved. Things take a little while.
Yeah, it takes a while. By the way, Ty Owens, he's under contract with me. So we need to talk about,
Okay.
we need to talk about choice of vehicle and some of that NI money, you know what I'm saying? Image money and all that stuff. Okay. So here we go. We got a great show for everybody tonight, and you got some great guests for us today. And I'm so glad we're doing this because you and I have talked about strength and conditioning. We've talked about the fact that you got to get out, you got to work out, you got to do the right things, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you got to lift them weights. We got us some weightlifters today. We got us the power lifters, and from what I understand, they did Tolar a little proud here, haven't they?
Yeah, no. We have three powerlifters, and we got one of our powerlifting coaches, Coach Tulis, here. That'll join here shortly to kind of talk about the program. But no, we in pretty much in all phases, you got to enjoy the weight room. You got to be able to get strong and enjoy conditioning and strength. And these three definitely embody that. They work extremely hard in the weight room, and so it's kind of neat to see their growth and what Coach Tulis has done with the powerlifting program, and then them going to compete against schools that are much larger than us. And powerlifting is a little bit different. It's not a UIL sport, and so actually a lot of things are thrown together. So they're competing against Weatherford and Stephenville and Bridgeport and Graham, Decatur. You mentioned all the ones, or like anything kind of north of that Weatherford area, and they're doing really well. So I'm proud of these guys.
Yeah, and we didn't embarrass ourselves too much. I mean, even JW, we were just talking off the air that he even elevated past that 120-pound club, didn't he?
Just barely. I'll let Coach Tulis give a little bit more. I'll get Coach Tulis a little bit more. Maybe talk about his new nickname and why they call him a nickname here in a bit. But
okay.
No, it's maybe not. He's giving us a no, but no, he's probably about 120 times 10 plus. So I mean, he's his three and his combined weight's pretty good because it's squat, bench press, and deadlift. So it's only 3 lifts. So when you start getting into 1,000-pound clubs and plus like that, you're pulling a lot of weight.
Yeah. I tell you, I joke about it. Now, he didn't get a nickname for splitting the spandex, did he? Because that would be horrible.
Well, he split something, but luckily it wasn't his pants.
Okay.
We'll see what's going on.
Well, they finished the tournament, so he must
Correct.
not have. That'll be good.
If you didn't see on social media, I'm guessing it wasn't too bad. So we'll see what's going on.
All right. Before we get to the guests, we got to mention, we do have one major sport going on there at Tolar. And last night we were in Peaster. The boys didn't get revenge. They did drop their game. However, they've got a good record on the season, and we're very thankful for that group. Looks like they'll go into the playoffs pretty strong. They're 8-2 in district, 15-11 on the season. But the girls continue to tear it up. They get a big victory over there, 10-2 in district play, 21-9 on the season. And they've got 2 big games coming up. This Friday is senior night for both the girls and the boys. We'll tip off action at around 6:00 in the gym. I need to see a big crowd. Everybody in the sound of my voice, Tolar and around, needs to show up for this, big and proud, honor these seniors as they go on, which aren't very many because we've got a lot of underclassmen on both the squads and everything, but we need to honor the seniors that do lead the way. That's this Friday at the home gym against Early. Now, the Early defeated the girls in the first round of district action, so this is a rematch, and this is very, very important for seedings and all of that. And then they get a shot Tuesday night against Comanche because Comanche comes in. The girls will finish their district play on Tuesday night next week, and we've got to travel to Comanche, and we're taking them on. And that game is very, very big for the girls, but it's also big for the guys because the guys, what they need to do is sweep out. If they sweep out, they get no less than the second spot in district, and that's key.
Yeah, right now the girls are looking pretty strong. The game this week with Early will kind of help decide playoff seeding, but really our playoff seeding will be this Friday, and then what happens with Peaster and Eastland. If Peaster makes it, will be Early will be a small school like with us. If Eastland makes it, then Early will be in the big school division. So there's some seating up for grabs. We're for sure going to be in the small school area, whether we're 1 or 2, that's still up for the grabs. But the girls have definitely punched their ticket there in the playoffs. I do believe the boys have as well, unless something haywire goes crazy. But I think one more win will solidify their spot in the playoffs. And now we're just trying to push to get that number 1 seed in the small school, which is always something that they want to work for.
I'm real good at predictions. Even WinStar says I'm really good at predictions. I think the boys and the girls sweep the rest of district action from now till the end of their district season, and I think we go in really strong in for playoffs.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either way. They're playing both really, really well for sure. And then definitely, I don't know if you want to get to it, but I want to give a shout out because the junior high girls season's over. I'd like to give the shout out to how well they did. The 7th grade girls, I know, won 2 tournaments, brought some hardware home, and going undefeated in district. And the 8th grades had a very solid season as well. I don't know at the top of my head, but I want to say very minimal losses. So I mean, really, really, really great squad by both the 7th and 8th grade girls teams, and then the boys finish up on Monday in Dublin, and the 7th grade boys are trying to finish an undefeated season, and the 8th grade right now is something like 14-4 or something like that too. So I mean, it's been a really, really great year for our junior high basketball programs. And then our JV, both JV girls and JV boys are doing well, and like in terms of standings, they're in the top half of district. And then the freshman boys are will probably end up district co-champs. They have a chance to become district co-champs with Peaster, splitting them with those guys. So all in all, so far basketball has been a great year.
Yeah, it has been a great year, and kudos to your coaches who I gave 10-year contracts to just last week. And did you know about that, Coach? They got
good. Keep them here.
Yeah. I mean, we got to keep them here.
They do a great job.
I can't believe what a great job you've done, and I'm not just patting your back or trying to be buddy or anything like that, but I can't believe what a great job you've done assembling what I consider one of the best staffs around. You've got some really, really good coaches, and I do a lot of observation, Coach. I watch the coaches that are there to just watch the games and stuff like that and how they interact with the students. You've got a really, really good core there, and that's kudos to you for putting the right people in the right places.
Well, TOLAR's a great community. It sells itself. Kids are great. Supports the community, supports athletics, and so therefore it's easy to hire great coaches, and then they work really, really hard. Small town coaches don't get a break, and that's one thing that some people don't know. They go from one sport to fall sport to winter sport to spring sport, and we get to know the kids a lot because everybody plays everything, and so it's a lot of fun to be able to coach and teach in a community like this.
Yeah, I tell you, I love the fact that we're in a busy time frame. You've got a lot of sports that are going on in this time. Not only the powerlifting, which we'll talk to here in a minute, but you got baseball and softball have just started up, and they're raring to play games, and it drives me crazy because I want to get out there with them, but I got to finish basketball first, and we're still a long ways from playing our final basketball game, and of course track, and then golf towards the end of the season. I wish golf was more. I mean, I guess y'all try to push it close to spring as you can get, huh?
Sure. Yeah. No, go too early. Might be like could have maybe played on the ice last week. You never know. Might be able to get their drive go a little bit further. It depends. It might have been all right.
That would have been fun. It would have been fun to see.
No doubt.
I bet you Callan Nix would have beat my score though, even if we'd played on ice.
Yeah, like you said, you're betting or WinStar. I think I'll take that bet on that one. Pretty good too.
Yeah, I think so. All right, we got some great guests. Let's get to them, Coach. Go ahead and introduce our first.
I'm gonna turn it over to Coach Sulis and kind of switch out so he can sit in my spot here on this, and then I'll let him introduce his powerlifters, and he can kind of talk about the powerlifting program in general.
Great, Coach Sulis. There you go. How are you today, sir?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm just doing great and everything. Hey, I want to compliment you not only for a great season that you guys have had, but JW is in your group, so kudos to you for you got all your hair. It looks like.
Yeah, barely. It's starting to turn gray a little bit. They're getting me. Stressing me out a lot. So.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your successes at the tournaments and what that looks like, and then get us to our guest.
Yeah, so we ended up getting in a league with some tough schools, some bigger schools. Last year we were going to like Hyco and Dublin and Stephenville meets. And then now this year, we're going to Weatherford, Peaster, Graham, Eagle Mountain, Bridgeport, schools that are much larger and bigger than us, have a lot more kids. I think the tone got set this year at the very first meet with the girls. We went to a Weatherford tri-meet with Springtown, Weatherford, and ourselves, and we competed well and came home with some medals in some places. And we got a couple good compliments from the coaches there, about our girls and how strong they were and stuff like that. So I think that set the tone for the year. And then we kept it rolling with the boys, and kind of did the same thing when we went to those meets. And we just been keep on rolling. That's what we got to do.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they told me, well, powerlifting, come on, man. Anybody can lift weights and do that. There's a lot more involved. You've got technique, and not all lifting is the same. Kind of elaborate a little bit, kind of educate our viewing audience on what that looks like.
Yeah. So, like Coach Mauser said earlier, the meets are broken down into 3 lifts. You got squat, bench, and deadlift, and they go in that order. It's a lot more technique than it is the actual lift. So, because there are commands, you don't just squat and stand up and rack it. There's a judge telling you when to squat. There's a judge telling you when to rack it. There's a judge telling you when to press it off your chest for bench. There's a judge telling you when to go down on deadlift. So it's a lot more technique, and being able to get these kids to follow those commands and have perfect technique when lifting. I mean, if their foot comes up off the floor when they bench, it's a red light. It doesn't count. If they take a step forward at the top of their squat, it's a red light. It doesn't count. If they hitch on deadlift, which is just like a little bit of a shoulder dip, and then they try to use momentum to get the bar up and lock it out, it's a red light and doesn't count. So there's so much more to it than just picking weight up off the ground, getting it off your chest and standing up with it. It's can you keep your core tight? Can you slow the bar down? And can you stand up with the weight and control it at the top? So, and we do, we have heavy days where we overload the bar and we put a lot of weight on the bar and we use bands and stuff like that. And then we have days where we do nothing but technique days, where we take a step back and really try to focus on stabilizing other muscles and using those muscles to control the weight down and up. And then we have speed days where we're just trying to move the bar fast, keep the weight light, and maintain explosiveness. So,
yeah, well, it's very involved. And, my coach, he really liked me. He said, you have shorter arms and therefore, and you're strong. So, you basically, he could work with that and everything. But unfortunately, I didn't do the powerlifting. That was girl season. I mean, it was the other things going on. And so, but I do know a little bit about it, and I really do envy those that are successful in it. And you guys have done really, really a great job. Tell us a little bit about yourself, though, Coach. Where did you come from coming into the TOLAR ISD, and what got you into the powerlifting?
So I was at Dublin before I came to TOLAR. And then when I was going through the interview process with Coach Mauser, he had mentioned powerlifting, and I'm a strength guy, strength coordinator, strength conditioning kind of guy, and actually told him I didn't want to do it just because I didn't like how long the meets were. I didn't really believe in what powerlifting does. And then he kind of told me, he was like, I don't really care if our kid, he said, I just want our kids to go compete. He's like, I just want you to go take our kids somewhere, take them to go compete. I don't necessarily care about the medals and the accolades and all that stuff, but just get them in a place where they can go compete and then grow the program. I said, okay.
So he suckered you in.
So he suckered me in.
And then you got it.
And then my first year, I get, I think we got, and maybe some of these kids here I have here can help me with this, but I think 8 girls qualified for regionals last year and 4 boys, so 12 total, I think. And then Taylor ended up qualifying for state and winning her region. So not a bad first year ever in powerlifting. And
so you went to Coach Mauser and said, hey, can I do this year round?
Yeah, pretty much. I almost did. I kind of fell in love with it after that year. It was kind of fun. Getting able to see the kids grow and get stronger throughout the year. So he kind of had a beat on me and I didn't know it yet. So
yeah, he'll do it to you. He's he spent some time around Aggieland, and they got those guys that do the shuffle and the 3-card Monty and all that good stuff. So you got to watch him.
Yeah,
but good on you though. Good on you though, and you've really done a great job. Let's get to the meat of it. Introduce some of the guys that you brought us, and tell us what they've done this season.
Yeah, so I brought 3 powerlifters with me. Taylor Vaughn competes in the 132-pound weight class. Last year, she was a regional champion for our region, state finalist, placed 11th out of 13 lifters at the state meet. I also brought Deborah McCarroll. She's a 165-pound lifter. Last year, she qualified for regionals. And then I also brought J-Dub Rickaball with me. Last year qualified for regionals as well in the 242s, but this year he's a little bit heavier, lifting in the 275s. But he's competing well, and we're trying to get him to get to that second spot in his weight class so he can go to state.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, let's get me over to those guys. I got a couple of questions to ask them real quick.
Which one do you want first?
Let's go to J-Dub because he's
fun.
Yeah. He's a fun one. There he is. There's Big J-Dub. What's going on?
Nothing much, really.
How are you enjoying this powerlifting, and what got you in it? Now, you heard what Coach said. He kind of got bamboozled a little bit, and he got hooked and everything. What made you want to do powerlifting?
I never really knew what it was, but my old O-line coach, Coach Lefevre, asked me to try it out. So I was pretty weak. I wasn't very strong my freshman year, but I came back sophomore year, and Coach Shulis helped me get stronger and helped me lift more. And I really started liking it at my sophomore year, and started getting more into it.
Do you feel that competing in powerlifting and learning some of the disciplines about your muscles and how they work and basically just technique, do you think that also transitions and help you to be an outstanding lineman like you are on football?
I do, because in a lot of sense, you have to be disciplined on the field as much as you are of powerlifting, and you have to know what your muscles are doing, and in the same sense as powerlifting, where you have to listen to those commands and follow those.
Yeah, conserve your energy and make sure that you're not overstraining and overdoing, because it's a long haul getting from start to finish, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. All right, man. So let me ask you this. What are your plans for this summer? What are you going to do this summer when it all lets out and JW is released to the general populace? What are you going to do? Because I worry about that. I really, really worry about you out there in the general populace.
Me too.
I don't really have a whole lot of summer plans. I mean, summer workouts and rodeo. That's really it.
Yeah, we're gonna get an ankle monitor for you, sir. And if you leave Tolar proper, it's gonna shock you. So I wouldn't be driving anywhere. Just plan some nice outings with the churches and have a good, relaxed summer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good seeing you, and I appreciate what you've been doing. And congratulations. And go to state. How about that?
Yes, sir. I'm trying.
All right, fantastic. Now I believe you got Taylor and Deborah with you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Taylor. Let's go to Taylor.
Taylor.
Hello.
Taylor, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
All right. Now, are you the one that helped JW get out of the 125 class?
Oh, yeah. I tried my best. He's stubborn.
Oh, man. Good
I
deal.
worked my magic.
Good deal. Tell us how long you've been powerlifting and what drew you into doing it, because there's more girls powerlifting now than there were, even way more back when I was in school, less than what I was in school. But even like the last couple of years, you see a swell of young ladies that want to participate in powerlifting. What was the draw to you?
I've always been strong growing up, stronger than most of the girls. And whenever I got into high school, I asked around and I found out that there was a powerlifting program and there was nobody in it. So I asked my coach about it and she said, yep. And that's how I got started. It really just drew me in and I fell in love with it ever since.
Now, you've had some success this season. Tell us a little bit about those successes and what your goals are.
Yes, sir. Last year, I was able to qualify for regionals and win it, thankfully. And I went to state and placed 11th, and it was the best experience ever. This year, my goals are to go to state again, hopefully win my region one more time, and try to place at state, get me a medal.
That's right. Medal it out, man. Has there ever been, do you know, to your recollection, has there ever been a power lifter make it to state and medal, get on the medal podium?
Yes, sir. There's been one. I believe her name was Kinsey.
Mm-hmm.
She is the state champ, and she's actually been able to help me a few little times.
That's excellent.
Season.
That's excellent. So you've got a total right to help guide you along and get you on that podium, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what other sports do you compete in?
I do a little bit in track. I'm a thrower. I do some shot put, and if he needs me to run a few races, I'll run some for him.
Excellent, fantastic. And what are your big plans for the summer? Now don't go out with JW because you'll just get in trouble. You'll just get in trouble. What big plans do you have this summer?
I just plan on preparing for college, getting my ducks in a row, getting some financial aid, and setting myself up good for the future.
Now, what grade are you in now?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior, so you're graduating. And have you eyeballed a certain college that you might want to go to?
Yes, sir. I'm looking at Weatherford right now.
Excellent. Fantastic. It's a great way to start, man. I'm telling you right now, enough kids don't do that. They throw themselves to the wolves, go to the big schools, and man, they just get lost in it. And then but to set it up like that, stay close to home, perfect idea. Congratulations on all your successes. And I'm kind of like a great predictor. I do real well at WinStar. I'm telling you, I see nothing but success for you down the road too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of today. Now let's get her over, Coach. How about Deborah? I know you got Deborah. There she is. Hey, Deborah. How are you doing today?
Good.
You're doing great. All right. Now, how long, what grade are you in now? And how long have you been in powerlifting?
I'm a senior and I've been powerlifting for 3 years. This will be my 3rd year.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now, how many girls on the team total? They're in total.
14, I think.
Yeah.
14. And you guys are the cream of the crop, right? You and
Something
Taylor.
like
There you go. Tell us about your successes this year and where you want to go from there.
Well, I mean, I've definitely PR'd a whole bunch, like got a whole bunch of new personal lifts in. Definitely have grown a lot since my start sophomore year. Taylor's actually the reason why I joined. She
Excellent.
was like begging me my freshman year, and I was like, no, I could never do that. And then sophomore year, I wasn't very strong. Sulis stepped in. I think he's helped all of us, like this whole program, grow. So
yeah, he's a good guy. I think Coach Mauser, he hits the right buttons at the right times for personnel, and this guy is perfect for what you guys are doing and everything. And I'm glad that y'all have taken to that. Tell us a little about what is the most memorable moment this year, because y'all changed it up. Y'all started lifting against some bigger schools and some better competition.
I would say my most memorable moment would be our first meet this year. I think we jumped like 30 pounds on my deadlift, and I was not ready for it. I had passed out on my first lift, or I guess my last lift on squat, because it was way too much. And he jumped me 30 pounds. I'm freaked out about it. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to lift this. Came off the ground, no problem.
Excellent. Fantastic. Great deal there. All right. Now, you are senior, so you're going to be graduating this year. What are your plans for the summer, and do you have extended education plans going on? Are you going to go to college somewhere?
I'm not going to college. I'm actually signed with the Marines, so most of my summer is going to be taken up with them. Semper Fi.
You got another Marine here. My brother's a Marine. We're all Marines, and that is great. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I went to college first, and then I said, you know what? I think I'm going to go into the Marine Corps. So I went in the Marine Corps, and then I finished college later on. So your path is never predetermined. It's just what you do. And the Marine Corps is great, man. You're going to love it. And did you know they have a powerlifting team in the Marine Corps? You know that, right?
Do they really? I didn't know that.
They do. Yes, they do. Inter service, and then there's the academy as well. So continued success, young lady, and we are cheering for you and anything and everything that you do. But I'm a great predictor. I see nothing but success for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Coach. Man, you got an easy job, don't you? Working with talent like that, man.
Yeah, I really do. And another thing that I really enjoy about the job is the growth the program's gone under in the last 2 years. I mean, the first year we had, I think, 16 total kids. or maybe closer to 20. I think it was closer to 20. And this year we're looking at like 36 to 40 kids, and it's a good problem to have. Trying to get everybody to go to at least one meet, trying to get suits that fit everybody. So the program's growing. We're pursuing things, and we're trying to go get medals and win some state titles.
Well, spandex has proved its worth with at least JW, right?
Oh yeah, spandex and weight belts.
I got to keep on messing with that guy. He's one of my faves.
Well,
all right,
now you can start calling him Biscuit now. So
Biscuit. All right, all right. I got it.
He busted out a couple of belts the last meet. So
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, as long as you don't get the gravy, you'll be all right. That's all I got to tell you about that.
Yeah. No gravy.
No gravy. Just the biscuits. All right, Coach. Thank you so much for coming on and bringing such great athletes in on the Coaches Show. We really appreciate y'all. Continued success in anything and everything. And if anybody ever asks me about powerlifting, I'm going to tell them you got to try it over at Tolar, Texas.
Amen. Send them my way.
Excellent. All right, let's get back to Coach Mauser. I got 1,000 questions, 1,002.
Oh, he's ready for them. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you. Coach did it again with outstanding guests. You're batting 1,000, Coach. You just bring in the best guests and the best coaches, and I'm telling you, what talent and what great student athletes we have there at Tolar, Texas.
Yeah, no, these three students and young adults are awesome, and going to do great things. And Taylor and Deborah being seniors, but then JW one more year with him on the field and elsewhere. So no, they're great guys, and Coach Lewis does a great job with the program along with Coach Higgins. So it's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, and great idea. Kind of swerving him in there and kind of getting him in and hooking him. That was great. It was good.
You look at his resume, he was a strength guy, part of the strength program a little bit while he coached a little bit at Tarleton. So I was like, it'd be a natural fit. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and he wouldn't feel bad if he ever lost something because he did spend some time over there in Dublin. Ooh,
exactly. Yeah,
was it too soon? Too soon.
He got on the right side of Stephenville, so it's good now.
All right, I pulled up some stuff. We got to get to it because we got people they're clamoring. They're wondering when I'm going to talk about this, and so we're going to talk about it right now. Reclassification just happened, and that was on Monday. A lot of fun over there. Y'all went to Birdwell, didn't you?
No, we actually I had one.
Y'all zoomed it.
Yeah, one coach went out to Abilene, and then I myself and my brother, we went down to Waco with because we had thoughts that we might be sent that way. And so what happens after realignment is a lot of time districts get together so they can actually start just getting the schedule down. There's a process and all that works. And so if we're going to be down in that Waco area, we might be able to do it in person there without having to drive back and forth. So so we end up being down there whenever it all came out, down in the Region 12 Center down there. And it was like usual. It's always fun. About probably third or fourth I've been to, and that's always a crazy time seeing the boxes get in and all that. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, who are we going to be able to play? Because and so forth, and trying to make sure your non-district schedule is set because you might have some teams. All of a sudden, some teams get put in your district, and so you're scrambling for games. So it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that district because it is a lot of fun, and the schedule just come out, and I wasn't able to get it put on to where I'm going to put it on my screen, but I am going to put this up on the screen right now. We did put this in. This is the district alignment for District 5, which we're going to remain in District 5, as is a couple of others that did get to retain, and that would be Clifton, Dublin, and Eastland. All three were in our district last year, and that's for football. And then for volleyball, we're going to be in District 7, same as basketball, District 7. And you see the people there. Let's concentrate on football because it is the mother's earth, so to speak. And we got some great things. Now, I did pull this from another site, and I did get permission to throw it up on the screen. So I'm going to throw it up here. This is courtesy of some folks that wanted to help us out. This is, that's Granbury. God dang it. I guess I didn't get it up there. All right. So far as enrollment, we're still one of the smaller schools out of this group, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are the third smallest. I know Eastland and we might be fourth. I'm not sure exactly where us and Rio Vista are, but I do know Eastland and Hamilton are smaller than us. So whether we're third or fourth smallest, it depends. But no, overall, our districts, Comanche might be one of the larger ones. Dublin, they're slightly over 300. So it's the way they split football. It's a little bit different than the other sports in 3A, because in the other sports, volleyball, you can see all those. It's all of 3A, so that's where you can see Peaster on it, and that's where the split comes after people make the playoffs, much like 6A football. So it's a little confusing in that regard, but it's as with 1,400 schools and a lot of charter schools, what the UIL does every single year is pretty impressive, and so we're just glad to get the district, and it's kind of neat. As you can see, there's a lot of continuity. It's kind of a little old school where a lot of our football is the same as volleyball, basketball, baseball. So our kids are gonna be able. It's kind of like that old natural rivalry where you play each other throughout the year. So I'm excited for that type of return.
I like it. It's kind of like the college conferences and stuff like that. When they were right and they were more regional, like when we had the Southwest Conference. Don't get me on that one.
Before the state of Oregon and Washington were in the ACC.
Exactly. And then we look at this. The first thing that jumps off the page is now we're in an 8-team district. And last year, the last couple of years, the last 2 years, we were in 6-team district, and that meant we had 5 non-district games. This year, since we have the 8-team district, we only get 3 non-district games. And boy, you went. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. You went and got some good ones to play. And we look at this. Clifton last year, we played them. We lost 13-22, but we defeated Dublin 28-21. Most exciting game of the year, I think. That was just a really, really hard-fought battle. And we get the win. And then Eastland, we won 47-0. Brady moved out as they got down to 2A D1, and I believe Early moved up to D1 3A. So they're gone, but they were replaced by Comanche, who is down from D1. We played them last year and lost on a heartbreaker, 36-33. Eastland, who were 2A Division I state champs last year, and but we've had Eastland before when we were 2A. We had them in our district, and we were very familiar with Eastland. So a lot of familiarity there. Millsap, we beat them 42-18 last year. We've played them. Heck, one year we played them 3 times, I think, in 1 year. It seemed like that. And then Rio Vista coming in, and again, Rio Vista, no stranger. We've played them in non-district action a lot of times, and so these are familiar schools. I like the travel. There's not a lot of big travel. There's not a Brady, thank goodness. I appreciate you for that. I really, really do. It looks like it's going to be a fun district. Your initial takes on district?
No, it's going to be competitive. I've had experience in 8-team districts before. A lot of the 6A schools, if you look at them, a lot of them get put in naturally more 8-team, 9-team districts. I was like 9-team one year where you only had 2 non-districts, so you better figure things out pretty quick. But no, an 18 district, we made sure we met. We made sure we finalized our tiebreaker scenarios, because there's going to be tiebreakers. It's going to come down. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to fight for playoffs at 4-3, 5-2. And those types of deals. And so it's going to be competitive. The cool thing is we played on top of my head. We didn't play Hamilton, didn't play Rio last year, but we played every other one. And so that's 5 out of the 7 opponents we've played for the past 2 years. So that's kind of neat too. Like, there's some familiarity. Our kids know each other, and that naturally adds to the rivalry and adds to a little bit of the fun of high school football, of neighborhood football, playing with your community. And so I'm super excited about it. The coaches are all good guys, and we're going to have it's going to be a battle. And like I said, it's going to be something that's going to come down to the last week of who's district champ, and then also for the playoff seats.
Yeah, it is, and I really, really, really cannot wait, man. I've it's Super Bowl week this week, and so football has just been on my forefront. Even though we're so busy with all this other stuff, it's always there. And of course, it doesn't end at the end of football season. You guys have been in the off-season program for a while, quite a while, and then learning the competition and being a competitive athlete through the other sports also helps you prepare for next season. How has our off season been, and how do you see competition level with our athletes? Are they getting better? Are they getting smarter? Are they getting quicker? Just kind of to give us a little overview there.
Yeah, no, our off season is going well right now. With one thing with being a young program that we were last year with only 5 seniors, there's the bell on that one. Having 5 seniors on that deal, we have a lot of returners, and right now we have about 16, somewhere around that, playing basketball right now. But then we still have a full full weight room when we're lifting. We still have, I think 39 is what I counted on our list when we split up today. So about 40 kids that is still around, and we're having good workouts. We have before school workouts where we're having 100% attendance, and kids are getting better. And that's all we can keep doing is keep developing them in the weight room, keep trying to make them more explosive, try to create them, get more strength involved, and then we'll start working on the skill-based stuff after track season and during the summer.
Now, it must be hard to get a football schedule out when you guys are preparing. Like you said, reclassifications ended and everybody wants to schedule. It must be hard because nobody wants to play the Tolar Rattlers. I mean, they're scared. You know, that's could be an automatic loss as soon as they step on the field. So how hard was it to get these three? Of course, the season will start off 8/28. Of course, we have 2 scrimmages, but we start real ball 8/28 at Boyd. And we have played in Boyd before and have enjoyed our time over there and everything. But that's a stiff opposition right there. That school's on the rise.
Yeah, no, they beat Jacksboro last year, so that opens your eyes right off the bat. And so, quality program. I knew one thing when I look for in non-district games is making sure they have enough to 100% field a JV, or when we get to junior high games, make sure we have junior high games too, because those things are all important. You know, you might be able to play a game, but all of a sudden they don't have a JV or a junior high. You're like, wait a minute. And so one thing we try to match numbers. I know Coach Parks over there at Boyd, he watching them on film, it's going to be a challenge for sure. And so with only 3 games for a district, we need to see our issues and we need to get them fixed. And so it's going to be a challenging game to go on the road and go play those guys, and look forward to that. But it'll be great competition. So a D1 school. So it's good to a little bit.
Yeah, they're 3A D1 and everything. And a lot of people say, oh, no, you want to schedule the weak sister. But I agree with you, Coach. Iron sharpens iron. And Boyd is definitely right off the bat. You're going to test your mettle there. And it's just a 3A D1 school. And I say that in that a lot of people, some people like to say, oh, well, you're going to throw them up against this big school and they're going to get hurt. They're not playing, Alito. You guys, you're playing Boyd, which is going to be similar competition level of what you guys, just maybe a step up in size of players out on the field. Of course, Tolar brings a lot of people out there. We've had success with our numbers. It seems like every boy that can play runs out there to play, so that's good. Clyde is our second appointment. That's going to be on September the 4th. Tell us a little bit about Clyde. Now, I'm familiar with them, but some people may not be.
No, I mean, I'm a little we have a connection. Coach Humphrey's my office coordinator, and their head coach were on the same staff at Abilene Cooper for a little while. And so there's some there's connectivity there, but I just know you look at their scores last year and the past year, they're very competitive. And so again, another a game that's going to show us how good we are. That's kind of where and what we need to do to get ready for district. And it's not too far. One thing I did, I wanted to get some D1 programs on it because I knew they weren't going to be in our district. And so we were able to get locked into a game and not have to worry about things of that nature. And so glad it's not too bad of a travel. And so it's going to be just another tough team of, an Abilene area team that's tough, plays hard. It's going to be well coached, disciplined. And so we'll have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they're going to be here this year instead of us driving over there. But it'll be fine when we get to go over there. All right, now the final non-district game, only 3 to talk about, and we're going to talk about district probably on our next coach's show or the coach's show after, who knows. But let's talk about Mart, because Mart has always been on our radar. We have had a history with them, so to speak, and I was really thrilled to see them added to the schedule. And it's on Patriots Day, which is one of my favorite days, 9/11. And talk to us about Mart, what challenges they're going to bring to us, and how much fun it's going to be to drive down there and whoop them.
Sure. I mean, if you're a Texas high school football history guy, the program and what Mart brings. When I grew up, Mart was winning state championships, and then sure enough, winning state championships pretty much each decade. I think they're 8 or 9, somewhere up there. They're up there with the KDs and the Carthages and all that whenever they see the number. And so it's going to be a fun challenge for sure. That's one that it was good that I was down in Waco because they were looking for a game. We had Comanche lined up thinking we were going to go east, and all of a sudden they're in our district. And so we were able to pick those guys up whenever you basically write, hey, need a game, and he got connected on that one. So Coach he's relatively new. He's been there a couple of years now. Coach Lancaster, he was at Little River before that, and he was at Waco Robinson. Now he's at Martin. So I do believe he played at Baylor, and so he's a Waco area guy. So he's going to have Mart ready to rock and roll. And one thing that Mart we don't see a ton in this area, a different type of speed. And so, it's a good matchup to see something that we don't see on a daily, just pure track speed that we'll see with those guys. And so that's up that, if we take care of business again in the playoffs, maybe down the road, we see a team that has speed like that. And so now, our kids have seen it, and we could able to adjust on that. So it's a different type of playing style. That's also good to try to get in non-district to see how you stack up in that regard.
Absolutely. Now, what classification did Mark come out this year?
They're 2A, and I think there might be 2A,
D1,
D2, maybe. I'm not sure which one, D1 or D2. So they're right on the line on that one. But what's funny is we're probably closer to 2A, D2 than we are to the upper levels of 3A, D1 in terms of our enrollment. So it's one of those things where you start getting into the small school stuff. It's pretty minimal. They're going to have a 7th and 8th grade team. They're going to have a JV team, and that's going to be our first junior high game. And so that was another thing. It's like, let's do it. One of those things where we'll be going on, and so it's going to be fun. And then traveling down there this year, and then so it'll be kind of one of our longer road trips, but it's not as far as Teague and not as far as Brady. So we'll take it.
That's right. We'll take it, Coach, and I really appreciate that too. And I just can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I know you put a lot of work on it after that last minute or last second of last year's game. You have been super, super busy building to this. So I know this was a big deal, the district realignment, scheduling coming out, all these sports that are going on here in this latter part of the school year. You realize, Coach, that we're just 3 months away from graduation for this calendar year and the end of this school year. 3 months away. So there's not a lot of time. And then right before you know it, summer's over and we're playing ball again.
Yeah, no, it's funny how fast they can turn. It almost, I don't know, maybe it's the winter break, the ice storm, who knows, you get out of that. And all of a sudden it seems that days are a little bit sunnier. And all of a sudden you start looking at the calendar. For me, you start hearing the ping of the baseball bat, and it's like, okay, now it's springtime. And then it's, before you know it, it's 7-on-7, and then it's summer workouts, and it's here. So it's always fun. Yeah.
I've already went down here and I've done my prognostication. And I don't know if I've told you this or not, but I'm a real prognosticator. I mean, just ask WinStar. I'm really good. And they tell me every time I go in there, they say, you're a great prognosticator. Just go ahead and play anything you want. I've already figured out what our record's going to be next year.
I bet I can
here it is.
Guess on what you think is going to be on that.
Here it is. It's going to be 10-0. 10-0, baby, all the way through. Ain't nobody going to stop us. We're a train, and we're choo-chooing right down the track.
Well, that'll be great, but you know me, we're going to worry about our
one day at a time.
One day at a time on that one.
That's right. Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate you today coming on, and it was great getting to see you again and getting this thing started back up. We'll be meeting again very, very soon, and appreciate the power lifters, man. We had such a great group. I want to shout their names out again just because they were so great. I mean, we had the great Taylor Vaughn, we had the great Deborah McCarroll, and we had Coach Solace on there, and then you had this other guy. Wait a minute, hang on, let me think. JW. Yeah. JW Rickabaugh. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. Don't know that guy. I don't know that guy, but anyway, glad we had them all in. Fantastic group, each and every one of them, and we look forward to seeing their successes. Coach, again, thanks a lot. Do you have anything else to say, parting wise?
No, I appreciate you being able to showcase our athletes like that. Hopefully, which I know we will. We'll have something here shortly where we can showcase our basketball teams going into playoffs or postseason, and start getting into baseball and softball season and track season and golf. So springtime is always busy with a lot of sports, but I appreciate the platform to showcase our awesome student athletes. Yeah, we can't be everywhere, and I do appreciate you allowing your time and affordability to bringing on this, because a lot of people that can't go to all the different sports, or maybe they have kids. One kid over here and one kid over there. This is a format where we can show them some love and appreciation and get them out there, as well as inform people what goes on in an athletic program. So, because there's a lot that goes on. Coach, I appreciate your time as always. And until next time, God bless you, and we'll see you down the road, Coach. See you.
Clayton Homes of Burleson is committed to helping you and your family find the manufactured home of your dreams. Come tour our fully furnished display models to see available features and floor plans. Have you dreamed of owning a home that you can customize to fit your style? Our friendly team members are experts in showing you our homes that fit your needs and your budget. We are proud to be able to offer new, energy, smart zero homes that can save you even more money in the high-quality Clayton-built home. Stop by our home center to start your home buying journey today. Conveniently located at 3275 South Burleson Boulevard, that is I-35 West at exit 30, or visit our website at claytonhomesburleson.com. Clayton Homes of Burleson, proud Rattler supporter.